Very, very warm welcome to this session of our ZIPINAR. We are always excited to bring you professional webinars, the topic ranging from anything with your personal development to your professional needs, everything that you can think of. We have our webinars all cited in our website, and you can find mostly everything covered by now because it has been 3 years and we are going strong. We are very proud about that because it's completely, for the community. The speakers they put in their effort, their time, and we cannot thank them enough. But we know that we do it for the community and they join hands and we do as a team. So with that, we welcome all of you who have joined in on Facebook, YouTube. And as you know, we do not stop on the professional webinars. We also do our youth webinars, which are divided into two groups, a younger youth group and older youth group. If you want to know more information, you can go to our website, webinar letustalkit.com/youth, and you can register your kids according to their age. So having said that, we have two amazing speakers today. Why I say amazing? Because of their, as I was telling them, they are so energetic, full of life. And as soon as they were approached, they were so happy to do it. And they are full of energy. So if you want to take away that little bit of energy, their inspiration, their way of thinking, then please do join the Zoom link. Talk to our speakers so that will motivate them more to do more and deliver more later. So with that, we have our first topic, which deals with a very, very serious issue, very, very serious topic, which is meditation. But we make it more serious, but in reality, knowing from everybody, it's not that serious. Or is it? Let's know from our speaker. And not only that, we will have internal grooming also topic that she will be covering. And trust me, she has a lot of other topics to cover under meditation and internal grooming. So stay tuned. And a small introduction now about Trupti, who is the speaker for right now. She is, her first introduction would be that she is a full source of energy, vibrant, and she loves to talk. Okay, apart from that, she is a management graduate specializing in marketing. She holds 5 years of work experience across different corporates. She is currently associated with famous developers of India, and previously she was associated with world famous brand Nielsen, a market research company. And definitely she has all that it needs for self-grooming, and she's well prepared now. We cannot thank you enough, Trupti, for your energetic approach. Over to you.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to welcome everyone on the board. Okay. And I would also like to appreciate that you have given your precious time to listen to us. It's trust me, it feels absolutely magnanimous. So once again, I appreciate all of you and all who are watching this, going to watch this in the future. I wish them all the best. And I'm sure whatever knowledge God has helped me to impart, or the universe has helped me to impart, goes in the hearts and life of people. And if that can bring a great or maybe a small change, I would say, I'm done for this day. So first of all, I would like to talk on meditation. Okay, this is a very important topic of discussion today. As we see, the globe, the way it is moving, people are stressed out. People are internally, externally both stressed, like physical ailments we have, as we see the trend of corona, which happened, the COVID. We all of us have seen, we have never seen this kind of days, which we have seen in this generation after 200 to 300 years. Having said that, we have seen so much of chaotic situation happening in people's life. So in all this situation, people lost their jobs, people lost the courage, people were just discouraged to live a better life. So all the dreams were shattered and so many things happened. So in the midst of this thing, what brings the light, and this light comes from within. Trust me, from within. So I'll give you a short example, to demonstrate how meditation has helped me, so that you get a live example for the same. So when we were going through the pandemic, I saw that a lot of layoffs were happening. People were scared of the jobs. The sole work earners, the sole bread earners of the house were disturbed. What will happen? What will happen to our children? What will happen to ourselves, our dreams, our so many aspirations will just go haywire with this. So in that, even I was one of the same person who was thinking about it, that what will happen. But then I kept the spirit live in me, that whatever I think from inside, it'll come outside. So if I think my job is secured, I have a good health, I'm all good, I will develop myself, I will fight this, and trust me, nothing can stop me. And this spirit keep me going and on and on. And I saw myself that I could fight it out. I really lost my job, to be very honest. In spite of thinking so much positive, I still lost the job. But the magic was such that the moment I lost the job, the new job was ready for me. So this COVID did not bring that impact, because I was meditating continuously from inside that everything is all fine. So this is how meditation helps you, that out of the blues and amidst of all the chaotic situation, you need that small light from within, and that is how meditation works. So that is the reason I wanted to put up this topic on the forum, so that people listen to it and take it into their life and see a new joy coming in. Hello. Hello.
We can hear
Okay,
you.
so I'm sorry.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Actually, it was a perfect silence. So I just thought of, just saying a hello twice so that everybody comes here again. And when I talk about what is meditation, I gave a brief about how meditation helps. That's a small example. But when I want to give a, example, when I want to explain what is meditation, it is very simple in my language. It is my definition that meditation is nothing but sitting on the lap of universal energy. Trust me. Each day you come across so many different energies, so many different energies. So how will you keep yourself stable? There's no way to keep yourself stable, isn't it? So if this particular forum, if I talk about a small concept of physics, as I love physics a lot, so if I consider that everything is particle around, everything is particle, as per the particle science, if I talk about every other particle, it's transferring its energy to the next particle, and that's how the movement is happening. So if I'm transferring the positive energy, definitely that energy goes to another particle, it goes to another particle, and keeps on transferring. Transformation happens from you, it happens from within. There is nobody who is going to teach you, there's nobody who is going to bring change in you, there's nothing like that. Everything starts with you. There's one famous author called Swami Vivekananda, from India. If you know, he has come to Chicago also to give a lot of lectures on culture and code and everything. So Swami Vivekananda told in his great book Raj Yoga that no one can teach you. It's only your soul who's the best teacher. It's within. There is a big library within you. You will have to introspect, sit back, open up, get yourself enlightened, move in the world, spread the joy around through your work, through your actions, through the way you talk, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you emote, the way you look around life. That is your destiny. That is how you're going to make your destiny. And also you can, influence the people's destiny as well. That much power we hold, that much vibrance is gifted. He also said that never say that somebody is weak or you're weak. It is weak to feel weak, or It's weak to see someone weak. Rather than telling you or others that you are weak, you should say that I have the potential to develop the divine in me. Divine light is awaiting to enlighten my soul and enlighten others. This is how the disposition of the consciousness has to be there. And here where the meditation plays a role. And how will you go there? You need a lot of energy to bring in that spirit, to bring in that practice. And that's how meditation helps you from within to change yourself and bring the transformation, which is much, much needed in today's time, where you have everywhere insecurities, unsustainability, where you have the issues like, where people are confused, people are in the confused state. So in all this massive chaotic situation, there has to be some technology within to bring up stability. And this is where the meditation plays a role. That is number one explanation. Number two explanation, if I talk in terms of your internal grooming. So how do meditation plays a role over here in internal grooming? Now, when you look at me right now, I have put up little makeup. There is little lip liner colors and everything. I thought of just decorating myself so that I look presentable in this video. Just imagine there is something inside in me also needs a great grooming. Now, this is tangible. This is physical. This you can see it. But what is that which you can't see? There is a light in you which you can't see. So what do you do with that? How do you develop yourself in that way? And that is a main reason of your external beauty or whatever you see around. It's all coming from inside. Yes. So how do you do that internal grooming? So meditation is one of the technologies which is being practiced from years along. If you go to China, if you go to Japan, if you go to all these great countries, it is their culture code to meditate for long hours. And in India, if I talk about, our great rishis of our country have been practicing this in and out to bring their transformation. And we have famous Tulsidas ji, we have famous Kabir ji, Tukaram ji, we have Swami Vivekananda, we have Vashishta Rishi, we have Valmiki ji, and there are so many names which I brought a massive change in society because they were internally well groomed. In India, we have a concept called, we say, Sant, the meaning of saint. If I say Sant means that which has become peaceful. That which has become peaceful is Sant. So meditation is one of that technique to develop a peaceful mind, a peaceful soul, because peace is a reason for which we live. If I talk to you in a very fighting zone, if I'm always arguing, if I'm always having differences, then how will the peace will be transformed? There is no way to do that. And trust me, if you expect from others that they should be peaceful with me, they should do this, they should do that, they should have understood this, or they should have got that, it doesn't work that way. It works from within. Whatever happens outside, you stay calm and look at it and then react. Okay, so I'll give one very small example of ocean. So ocean, and comparing to ocean, I give example of a river. Okay, so let us understand the two phenomena of these natural environment. So when I talk about the rivers are just flowing. When they flow, there is no direction. Eventually, all the sweet water of the river, it goes and get accustomed with the ocean. So all the sweetness, when there is no direction, it goes in the ocean. Yes. And if you understand the magnificence of the ocean being so deep and so large, it doesn't break its fence, it remains in itself. So, so in Hindi, in India, when I talk, there's one famous line in Hindi which says that samudra apne tato ki maryada nahi chhodte. So oceans do not break its fence. It remains very firm. And on the surface of the ocean, everything falls in, flowers fall in it. It doesn't, it floats, it doesn't get sink down. Then the dirt also is on it, but it flows around. But if you go deep down in the ocean, it's always cool and very calm. So that is how the life has to be. From outside, things will come. People will talk something which is not acceptable. There will be a time where people behave in an odd way, situation comes. So what do you expect? That they should be good with you? No. You become so great that you are able to handle it and bring goodness in them or the situation, or you solve it. And this particular thing will really impact your personality. Personally, it will help you. Professionally, it will help you. In both angles, it will help you. We spend majority of our life in profession, isn't it? 8 to 9 hours, if you see, we spend in profession, correct? So it's so very important that we need to take care of our energy. What goes out will definitely come in. There's nothing outside, it's all in you. Trust me. So there was a time where I used to get a little irritated with things. I used to blame people that why they are doing this, why they are behaving like that. What do I do to keep myself calm? Morning, I have done my meditation and routine, and I'm all lit up and all vibrant. But suddenly, when you go to your office, or you go to your friend's house or somewhere, some events, and you see there's some chaotic behaviors coming in front of you, and you feel, why this, why that? I was so happy, I was so vibrant and lit up, and suddenly what happened? And your mood is all off. So I wanted to develop myself that this should not be the case. Outside things should not affect my peace. How do I do this? And this is how meditation helped me. Meditation helped me to be a calmer person, a very subtle person, where the reaction decreased and action increased. So there's a difference between reaction and action. So let me demonstrate that with one of the examples. So I go to a place, and it's not my fault, but the opposite person is just yelling on me because he or she might be having something in her mind or her mind. So that's why they are yelling on me. My stake over here is, I haven't done anything. Why are you yelling at me? Okay. But over here, if I become angry and start yelling out at them, so what is the difference between them and me? So they created a disturbance. I created disturbance back. Now, both energies are so much into sync. Now, this particular energy, there is no construction in this. So if I am getting a disturbed energy, I should throw a very constructive energy over here, so that I am able to break the destructive energy and bring up my constructive energy. And always trust me, positivity is always going to be the winner over here. But if positive and negative, if they both are equal, the net effect is zero. So somebody is telling me something, and if I handle it very peacefully, there is no, the effect is going to be zero. I'm not going to get disturbed, I'm going to be in my own neutral state. So if this we are able to demonstrate in our daily life, just imagine the beauty of life. You will feel the breeze within you, the calmness, the coolness. And this is wealth. Indeed, this is wealth. You cannot buy this. Even if you give uh, billions of rupees to something and buy peace, you're not going to get it. Yeah. But if you have peace, I'm sure you'll able to buy billions of things. I'm sure about that. So this is how meditation works. Second thing I would like to talk about, how the aura, the aura what you have. Now, what is this word called aura? So aura is nothing but the light particle energy in you, and they are all vibrating with certain frequencies. So, and these frequencies are dependent upon your thought process, how you think. So there's one famous a speaker, an author, and a scientist called Bruce Lipton. If you can go on the YouTube or internet, if you just type in Bruce Lipton, he talks about biogenetics. He talks about that how your thoughts are influencing your genes. This is something great, great discovery, that your thought process are influencing the genetic patterns in the cells. Yeah. And our DNA is carrying so much of information. And if that DNA is getting synced with your consciousness, so much of knowledge will be imparted from within. This is what he's talking about. He talks about power of belief. If you have a very positive belief, your cells absorb that information, process it, and ask the brain to develop the that type of signals. It goes around the universe and gets back you those things which you believe in. This is possible, actually. There's so much connect in that. Also, I would like you that you can go through some famous authors and speakers of India as well. We have B.K. Shivani. You can listen to her. She talks great about consciousness. You can listen to ISKCON. The speakers from ISKCON, they are internationally famous, actually. Gaur Gopaldas, if I talk about, they talk about consciousness and meditation. So these are few of them. I have a list. So definitely, if somebody wants it, they can just ping me, or you can connect with me on my email or whatever sources possible, and I can help you out with so many great speakers who talk great about development of consciousness. So in this age of information, today we have the information age. It's very important that we should able to understand what is this called information. Collecting information does not do anything good to you in a great way. you know we don't want information, we don't want more facts. We want to understand what is information and what is facts, and that will only happen when you know how to segregate it. So Lord Buddha says that we don't want everything, but we have little time. Our lifetime is little, and we want only this much knowledge. So if you understand what is exactly needed, you'll be able to focus and channel your energies in that direction and get your stuff done. So if you want only A to D, why are we working on A to Z? It's of no use. That D to Z data, from D to Z data, what you're accumulating, it is such a discrete data which is not important to us. But if I can say that I need from A to D, and I focus on A, B, C, D, I'm sure I can do a lot of great things out of it. And for this, you need concentration. So concentration will come through meditation. There are various ways of meditating. You can close your eyes and you can just sit. Even that is meditation. While working, when you are cooking food, or when you're sweeping, or when you're walking, you are fidgeting with your pillows, or you are taking care of your cupboard. Yeah, whatever activity you do, just be mindful on it. Just be in that present moment. So today I would like to demonstrate, okay, a very small technique of meditation on life. Before that, I just want to define one word which I'm supposed to. That is what is called as aura. So aura is all the light energies within you, your belief system, your thought pattern. It develops a light pattern, and that is having a lot of impact when you start talking, when you start interacting with people, when you look at life, your problem solving techniques. Today we see there are a lot of problems, people talking about problems, but you will become a person who is a problem solver. We're interested in solution, correct? So that everything will come from within, from the light pattern itself. So meditation helps you to develop that aura, very positive aura, which has such a vibrance in it that the minute you enter a room, and people just get, wow, this personality is so positive. When we start talking with that person, you feel light within. That is the impact of aura, and that helps in professionalism also, in personal life. Your relationships will be very good. Your professional relationships will be very good with people around you. Success will flow when you have a great people management skills, trust me, because we all are human being. We are with all emotions. However, we say that we have to be practical, but trust me, that word practical also comes because we are human. We are human beings, we need emotions. So emotionally intelligent we have to grow, so that our emotions doesn't go in the wrong direction. So in order to sum it into total, I would say direction is very important. I gave the example of a river. It doesn't have any direction. At the end, what happens? All the sweetness goes in the ocean. It becomes one with the ocean. So in this case, river is losing its identity. But look at the ocean. It knows its direction. It doesn't leave its direction, and its identity remains the same. It's ocean, it's deep, it's large, it's unique. Yes, it's huge. So that's what we are. And we have to be that in a natural state. Now, I would like to demonstrate a very small technique of meditation. I have a lot to speak and I can go on and on and on. So before we all wind up with our time, I would like to demonstrate a very small example. And I'm sure you will love it. So meditation comes in a different mode. We have something called mantras. We chant mantra. In India, chanting mantra is very famous. If I talk in terms of scientific terminology, what is this mantra? They are nothing but they are like electromagnetic currents, or you can say it's a bioelectric current. So when you start chanting it, it brings the light energy within you. So if I say a very small mantra, Om, which is very famous, yeah, Om, it's having hertz around approximately 7 hertz. So when I say one Om, it is generating that high frequencies. Our planet Earth is vibrating the frequency 16 hertz. And we have to become one with her frequency. How do we do that? Through mindful meditation, through mantras, to pranayam, breathing techniques. When you breathe in and breathe out, your energy goes out and then new energy comes in. Positivity in, negativity out. Whatever accumulation has happened when you're walking, sleeping, when you're going and meeting so many people, so many events, so much of bombardment of energy is happening within. So how do you take it out? There has to be some way to take it out. The way we bath every day and clean the dust from the body. Similar lines, it's very important to clean the toxic energies which enters to us unknowingly. So you need to clear that out. And how do we do that? Meditation is one of the way. So I would like to demonstrate a mindful meditation technique. So all of you has to close your eyes for just 1 minute and just sit. Okay. After 1 minute, I would chant a mantra, Om, which is creating a high frequencies. Once you start saying Om, everything within you just becomes subtle and settle down. Okay. Shall we begin right now? Take a long breath and leave it. When you do this, say all the positivity in, and when you leave it, say all the negativity out. It's a Buddha technique. Now we chant a very universal music of the universe, that is Om. Om. So when I say this, it comes from within. Yeah. Again, once again, take a long breath. Oh. So this is what I demonstrated on meditation, and you can continue doing this for long hours, and you will see the great results in you. Yeah. Anyone wants to speak something or ask me anything?
Yeah, any questions? Anyone ask? Yeah, first let me put this one, Trupti. Yeah, it's a very excellent session, Trupti, we had, and really thank you so much for teaching us how to develop a great personality within inside. And I really like this the term of aura. I hope like all the people will develop the positive aura around themselves.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you so much. And panel is open for any questions or anything you want to discuss. And or else we can move to the next speaker.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jan, so much.
Thank you.
I hope
Thank you
you're going
so.
to chant Om and
Yes,
create
I got
great
it.
aura.
Yeah. And in the in the community of Let Us Talk It, previously we had these yoga sessions where someone yoga instructor from the India used to teach all the community members the pranayama.
Great, great, wonderful.
Yeah, if there were no questions, then yeah, I think we can move to the next session of today, which is gender and mental health.
Yeah. So before we end up this session, I would like to spread one great message to the whole world and whoever is going to listen to this video, who are listening to this video, that we are all spiritual souls and human body, and it's our great ambition to work for the welfare of all and everything around us, everything almost. I would say I have my phone right now. This is also one particle. It is also having its own consciousness. It is that deeper science. So it is our great responsibility to always emit positive vibes, to stay vibrant, to always pray for the welfare of all. So there is one famous prayer. We say that, God bless everyone, everything that they aspire, bless each and every soul and each and every energy. This is the best mantra you can always vibrate with. And trust me, all your energies do reach to the every particle of the universe, and in return you get that energy back. So it's like one to many, and this is a fantastic way of multiplication theories. The way we invest rupees one and or maybe $1 or maybe £1, and we think we want a lot of pounds coming back or dollars coming back. In the same line, the investment in the thought also has to be that larger, that you get that blessings back. Thank you so much for listening.
Definitely, Trupti. Thank you so much. I think if everyone starts thinking positively and everyone, surrounding with the positivity, then there is nothing much more beautiful in this world to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Trupti. It's enlightening. So just as literally the meaning of Trupti, you're very content with the content with the contents. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, Srini is our CEO of Cogent, and he's the one who started this community of Let Us Talk It to give everyone, the knowledge transfer, the spreading of the positivity.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful contributions, many speakers.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Let's move to the next topic of today's session. Is gender and mental health. It's a talk about seeing how we interpret ourselves with specific gender roles can influence a lot of areas in our life. One of them is mental health and how finding way we feel more like ourselves can be both beneficial to us and the society. And this session will be given by the Ilka. Ilka, is it? I'm pronouncing it right? Right? Is it Ilka?
Yes, it's right.
Yeah. And to give a brief about the speaker, Ilka is a young Mozambican that believes that those who love themselves don't oppress others, not the world. She has a bachelor's in social and community psychology and is completing her MSc in applied positive psychology and coaching psychology. She has training in areas such as leadership, social entrepreneurship, civic engagement, psychodrama, and sports program design. She's a gender and mental health activist who is passionate about psychology and sports. She uses her passion as a means of empowerment and finds constant inspiration in people and the stories they hold. She has worked at Girl Move Academy as a coordinator for the LED program, developing training and promoting leadership skills and a sustainable mindset. Due to her love for storytelling, she has participated in many events as a speaker. Oh, that's a wonderful introduction. I know about yourself, Ilka. I'm leaving the panel to yourself, so now stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm happy to be sharing this conversation with you and to bring a bit of light on my thoughts regarding gender and mental health. I'd start by saying that mental health problems are among the most important contributors to the global burden of disease and disability. It say that around 13% of the world's population struggle with mental health and illness. And this can be due to a lot of factors. This can be due to the life circumstances, difficult circumstances, but surprisingly, it's also due to the social constructs and differences between women and men. These differences affect the nature of mental health between women and men, how they seek for help, and how society sees them when they are suffering from mental health issues. And although we think that the gender roles might not affect us as much as they do, and they might be beneficial, and we cling on to them as important parts of who we are and our culture, they might be hurting us more than we think, especially when these roles do not express our authentic self. And it's a little bit about this that I want to talk about expressing our authentic self, regardless of the roles we are given, because this might be not helping us develop our mental health as it should be. Let me tell you a little story about this. When I was younger, I used to interpret the world through colors. So colors helped me give meaning to everything. So there was a different color for emotions. There were colors for subjects in school. For example, math was blue, or geography was green. And there was also colors for people. So this would help me interact with people, knowing that people who are brown are not the people who I want to interact to more, or people who are blue are the people who I want to interact more. And for me personally, most days I was pink, not because I was a girl, but because I thought pink was a vibrant color. And I liked to see myself as full of energy and vibrant. So I liked being pink most days. And other days I was blue, not because I was masculine, but because I thought blue to be a more soothing color. And I wanted to be someone who was calming and soothing. It was more of who I aspired to be. And when I was young, there was not more to it. It was just vibrance, calming, and there was no role associated to pink or blue. It was just that, colors that helped me express myself and see the world. Unfortunately, as I started to grow up a little bit, I noticed that these classifications weren't exactly how I should classify them. They were not what society expected me to classify them. And I realized I had to deconstruct this, because actually pink was for girls and blue was for boys. And these colors should not be exchanged because they could be seen as an insult. So I started growing up having this in mind, that pink was for girls and blue was for boys. But unfortunately, I learned that pink, or being a girl, meant you were weak, dramatic, and prone not to be good at certain things. And if you were blue, like a boy, you were naturally better at things, stronger, and had less emotions. So in a frustrated attempt to actually protect my love for blue and protect my strong nature, because I knew I was a strong person and I knew that I had strong opinions and I wanted to be seen as that, I completely denounced my love for pink. And I started to play more as someone as in the blue team. So I wanted to be seen as the boys were seen. So I would hear, boys don't cry. So I wouldn't cry. I would hear, boys shouldn't be afraid. So I would try my best not to be afraid. This all seemed very good at the time because I believed that being a girl should be seen, it was a bad thing and was saw as a bad thing. So I shouldn't aspire to be like a girl. I should aspire to be more like a boy. But at the same time, I realized that holding in your tears and your fears wasn't as fun as it looked, and wasn't as beneficial as it looked. It was sad, it was lonely, and it did prevent me from showing myself to others and to get to know others. At this point, I started feeling envious of the girls who could cry and show their emotions, and sorry for the boys who were scolded for showing their emotions. Fortunately, I grew up and found my authentic self, became happy as a girl, and realized my color was actually purple. And purple was the color that helped me manage my mental health. And as an activist of mental health and gender, and working directly with these two subjects, I learned a couple of things. One was that as a girl, the gender role assigned to me by society meant that I was able to express my emotions. And this could make my emotions valid, but it could also make me be seen as hysterical. And it also meant that I was prevented to do the things I loved the most and the things that could be beneficial for my mental health, like sports. So although I love sports and I thought sports was the best thing for me, I'm a girl. So sports should not be what I aspire to do. This was not beneficial for my mental health because this prevented me from my authentic self. In general, this is true for most girls. In fact, adolescent girls are shown to have lower levels of self-esteem compared to boys of the same age, because girls show that higher levels of anxiety, depression, issues with body images, and eating disorders. This is actually because as girls, we are expected to fit in a specific pattern and norm. And this norm not always is associated with who we want to be. So we develop eating disorders, we develop issues with a body image just to fit in a pattern that is not naturally who we want to be. In my case, someone who loves sports, but I shouldn't aspire to have a more masculine or athletic way of looking because that's not what a girl is. As a girl, we are expected to live a life that is not quite aligned with who we want it to be. And this lack of feeling of autonomy and control over one's life actually has a negative impact on mental health. And this is why it develops problems such as depression and anxiety, increasing this pandemic of mental illness. On the other hand, for boys, aside from India and China, men have higher suicide rates. This can be due because men are encouraged to suppress their emotions, not show what they're feeling, not be vulnerable. And this bottled up emotions actually also leads to mental health issues. So although we think men are being strong from not crying, they're actually killing themselves from inside. Men are also encouraged to depend completely on women for domestic life. This actually brings distress when they don't have a female to support them. So a man who doesn't feel like he's able to take care of himself without a female, when he doesn't have this female near, he feels distress. This also creates a sort of confusion and leads to issues in their mental health. Men are also prone to develop illness associated to alcohol and drug abuse. This is not for biological reasons. This is actually because of the characteristics we associate to men. There are a lot of biological differences between men and women, and some of these differences do influence on how they develop some issues, both health and mental health. But what we associate as gender roles actually have an even bigger influence, and an influence that go beyond what we expect. For example, I was surprised to know that men have a greater risk of developing skin cancer. This is a health issue. And you would ask, oh, but this is for biological factors. Yes, but not only that. Men have a higher risk of developing skin cancer because they don't take care of their skin as much, because it's not seen as manly. So women are expected to take care of themselves, while men are not. So men actually, they prevent themselves from taking preventive behavior like examining their skin or using sunscreen or using protective measures to protect the skin. Well, although women are seen more tanning and doing things to look better than exposing themselves to the sun, they actually protect themselves better. Well, men don't, because they have to be seen as masculine and not care so much about themselves or their appearance or their health. So this is actually killing them more than actually helping them. So the fact that we discourage men for being men to actually take care of themselves, expressing their emotions, is not making them into stronger men. Actually, it's creating ruptures in human connections, disabling them and killing them. And for women, it's mutilating their development, it's mutilating their happiness, and it's preventing each one of us of having our own authenticity. When we think about gender roles, we think that, but this is the base of our society. This is how we grow. Men do this and women do this. Yes, but no. If I am okay of being a woman who does this, and this is who I want to be, and that is my authentic self, so be it. And if I am okay to be a man, and this is who I am, and this is my authentic self, so be it. But gender should not suppress our authentic selves. Meaning that as a girl, if I want to be more domestically inclined, so I should be, because that is authentic self. As a girl, if I want to develop more in sports, then that's who I should be, because that is my authentic self. And this is what's going to benefit my mental health. As a man, if I want to be more sensitive and connect more, then that is what I should be allowed to be, connect and show my emotions and not be suppressed because I am a man. Holding these gender roles might be actually more out of fear than actually about going forward and developing. Because when we are authentic selves, we actually develop more in the fields we are more inclined to be. And this can help develop society, develop ourselves, and move forward, and not by holding to gender roles that actually don't benefit us. Because gender roles are not there to suppress and to oppress us. They should be there to help us liberate ourselves and help us show more of our authentic selves. Living in our authenticity generates connection, freedom, and strengthens our mental health. And people with better mental health actually are more productive, contribute more to society, and contribute more to our families, and contribute more to ourselves. So although we might be scared that going out of our gender roles to live our authentic selves may be offensive to society or to our family, this is not actually true. Because by being authentic to ourselves, we have a better mental health, and we are better to our families and to our societies. I'm looking at the time, and I would like to finish now by saying a couple of things that might help us to detach a little bit from what is expected of us and go a little closer to our authentic selves and our true selves. There are a couple of questions we can ask ourselves, starting to, what is our essence? My previous speaker was talking about how energetic she was, and maybe this is a bit of her essence. My essence has to do with energy and love. So think of ourselves, what is my essence? If you deconstruct everything that is expected from you and you ask yourself, what is my essence? What is your answer? If you think, what is my oxygen? What is that one thing I cannot live without? If everything else is stripped away, what can't I live without? For me, this is stories that people tell and the people I love. And then what is my cherry on top? What gives color to my world? As I see the world in color, what is the most vibrant color for me? What are the pinkest things in my world? What are the things that make me the most purple I can be? What are this cherry on top of my life? And for me, I will notice that is sports. So I will strip away from the gender roles expected for me, and I will look at myself for my essence, my oxygen, and my cherry on top. Other things I can ask myself is how my actions and behaviors are impacting others, and how are they impacting myself. As a man, if I do not want to drink, should I drink just because this is expected of me? I have a story of a man who expressed to me that they didn't like drinking, but they drank because his friends expected him to drink. How is this behavior actually benefiting others? And how is it benefiting himself? Will he risk actually not being his authentic self and wounding his mental health just to fit in a gender role that actually doesn't have real benefit to others or to himself? So ask yourself, is this me, or is this what is expected of me? Being willing to be vulnerable to others is actually another behavior that can help us in our mental health and help us develop around. Because when we're vulnerable to others, it actually helps us get support from others and helps others hold us accountable for our behavior. So our aggressive behavior or our dramatic behavior. So behavior that is not more like us, but more of the roles expected of us, can help hold us accountable for us and be more authentic to ourselves, and showing support when we can't. So crying is not bad. Crying is actually, I need help, and people are more willing to help us. So men actually have higher suicide rates because most of them don't feel support. Why do they don't feel support? They do not ask for help. Why don't they ask for help? Because they see themselves as men who can't ask for help. But when you're authentic and you show your emotions, then you have support. Women are shown that they have to cry and they have to be vulnerable and they can't be strong because this is not womanlike. But if you are strong and you are being authentic, then this is also being womanlike. And the last thing I would say is look at your belief systems. Write down, what are your beliefs? Are these beliefs true? Are they beneficial for us? And what are the purpose that they actually have in our life? If a belief system does have no purpose and is not benefiting me or the people around us, so this belief might be dropped. Being a man and not cooking, how does this belief system benefit me? If it does not benefit me, I drop it. If it does benefit me, then I can keep it. I know it is scary to question what is expected of us and our belief system, especially if something is associated with a topic sensitive, such as gender, that has such an impact on our families. But when we think about ourselves and of ourselves and our authentic selves, and we are true to ourselves, then we can be truer to our gender role and to our health. And we can see where we fit in the specific roles that are given to us. And you'll see what is of us and what is not of us. And we actually know what part of the role actually is from us. We give ourselves permission to be ourselves. And when we give ourselves permission to be ourselves, then something magical happens. And we give others the permissions to be themselves. So when we break these roles and be our authentic selves, this strengthens our mental health and gives others the permission to be themselves and strengthen their own mental health. So I'd like to finish by saying, try to see yourself as you are. Strip yourself of the roles that are given to you and see, is this me? Am I permitting myself to be the best version of me? And if I am, then let me give others the permission to them to be who they want to be. And that is how I would like to finish mine and open the space for questions or anything. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful session, Ilka. It makes us rethink about ourselves, like what is our essence and the color. And I can't deny to agree with you more on breaking role specification to gender and emotion sharing irrespective of gender. Thank you so much for the wonderful session.
Okay.
And opening to the audience, like if you have any questions, if you want to ask any interaction with the speaker, then obviously you can do it. And people are messaging in the chat that they can relate with what you're saying and they're liking your session. And yeah, thank you so much, Ilka. And
Thank you.
let's wait if they have any questions. Yeah, I think there were no questions. It's not about the questions. I think everyone needs to rethink themselves, like what is their essence, what is their color, and how they innovate themselves, how they need to overcome themselves, right? And also in the previous session, like how they can create an aura around themselves. Both relatively relates with how we can overcome our negativity and how we can turn out to be positive. So definitely this is a very wonderful session today. I hope like people who watch this session obviously will rethink themselves and they innovate themselves and they will be better and they will make the world better. Thank you so much for this sessions. And yeah, and for the audience who is listening to this one, just want to confirm it. Just want to let you know, like we have a live youth webinars every other Saturday at 4 p.m. EST. You can join the preparation sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at 4:30 p.m. EST by registering at our website, letustalkit.com. For younger youth group, we have preparation sessions Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. EST. This week, we have live youth webinar this Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST, and the topic is best moments of life. And we have another session at a Sunday 4 p.m. EST, where a group of experts of the crypto expertise will explain like what is a cryptocurrency and how the crypto wallets can be used. And for the more details, please log into www.letustalkit.com and there you will find the more details. Thank you.